Welcome back to Outrage Science Bites. I'm David Beckmeyer, and this is day 9 of our 30-day challenge, continuing our deep dive into bridging our divides. We've covered everything from basic definitions of bridging to tackling questions of high-stakes dialogue. But as we all know, one of the biggest forces driving our divides isn't just emotion, it's disinformation. The problem is when someone believes something false and you challenge it, they often don't feel like you're challenging a fact, they feel like you're challenging them. They feel alienated, and they just dig in deeper. And so how do you address bad information without driving people away? That's the question for today. What are ways to address disinformation without alienating those who value their own facts? To answer that, we'll hear from Kamy Akhavan, the former CEO of procon.org, America's leading source of nonpartisan research on controversial issues. With 20 years of experience bridging divides, he's an expert in helping people look past the noise to see the full picture. Here's Kamy.
Okay, so we have seen a trend in many news outlets where they do this process called fact checking, and they will do it on live while the person is talking or debating, and they will do it in print. If someone makes a quote, they will say this quote is actually incorrect. And social media is doing it. X is doing it with its Grok feature. So the idea is that the theory of change is that by showing people the facts, that they will check their own perspective. And if they're wrong, they will say, oh, well, my facts are wrong, so I better change my opinions. But in reality, that never happens, or it happens so rarely that it is not an effective tool for change. I can't think of a conversation where the person presented facts to me and I presented facts to them, and we thought, oh, well, I was seeing this whole thing wrong. We use facts to back up our emotional perspectives, to back up our own psychology and our own identities. And so there is a variety of ways to look at facts, to use them and leverage them for our own purposes. So what I would say for someone who thinks my opponent in this conversation or in this debate doesn't get it, I need to just school them on the facts, I would instead say, ask questions, listen first, instead of presenting your own facts. Because what will happen is that person will, one, dismiss the facts and then become further entrenched in their own perspective. And by telling someone that their facts are wrong, it's kind of insulting. That person may feel like you're correcting me. You're saying you're making me feel dumb, and now I want to listen to you even less. And so I just think it's an ineffective tactic, and it's one where in the ABC structure of conversation, B is to present our own view, A is to ask questions, and C is to check our understanding of perspectives. In this ABC model of conversation, most people in discussions, they want B, B, B. Let me tell you what I think. Here's my thought, my thought, my thought, my thought, my thought. Those conversations are rarely productive and healthy, and you walk away thinking, boy, that was wonderful. A lot more of the asking questions and a lot more of checking our understanding. Are you saying this? Did I hear this right? Is this the way that you mean it? To where they're like, yeah, that is how I feel. That is how. Do that instead of the waggling finger, your facts are wrong, let me just set you straight. And I think we'll get a lot farther in our dialogues.
Yeah, I mean, one pattern that I see this in real life too, but I see it particularly in social media where, this idea is, you know, give me your sources before you tell me your thing, and then you better give me your sources. And it's all like a kind of weaponization idea that even if you give them sources, they're not going to like the sources, right? So it's all just kind of a setup just to say, well, see, you've got the wrong sources. You know what I mean? It's like, and when they go in with that frame, it never goes anywhere.
It never goes anywhere. It's right. It's a trap. It's give me your sources so I can hang you with them. Right.
Yeah.
I'm really looking for the gotcha, and to say like, see, your sources are stupid sources. No wonder your opinions are stupid. It's not designed to advance an understanding of the other person's viewpoint. Um, it can be done respectfully for sure. Like, oh, it's from the New Republic. I ought to check that out. Oh, you read that in yesterday's Wall Street Journal? Oh, I missed that. Oh, you saw it in the Ross Douthat wrote that in the New York Times. Oh, that's really interesting. I should seek it out. If it's done that way with curiosity, that's very different than, oh, you read that on Breitbart? What a load of crap.
That's all for today's episode of Outrage Science Bites. Stay curious, and until next time, I'm David Beckmeyer. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy these Science Bites episodes, you may enjoy the long-form Outrage Overload podcast at outrageoverload.net.